Adisco Girls Secondary School. I hope your voice is as loud as mine, so that our guests will hear you. Goretti Girls Secondary School are proposing the motion this afternoon, while Adisco Girls Secondary School will be proposing the motion that women should prioritize career over family for financial independence. Like we had said earlier, the chief speaker, you have 5 minutes, the second speaker, 3 minutes, and the last speaker, you have 2 minutes. While we'll get back to the chief speaker, 1 minute to round up your point.
Good afternoon, Mr. Moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-directors, and the audience. I welcome you all to this occasion. I am Estina Sokon, a representative from Goretti Girls Secondary Commercial School. Today, I stand firmly for the motion. Women should prioritize career over family for financial independence. Imagine a young Nigerian lady, fresh, out of university, forced to choose between accepting a low-paying job or pursuing her dream career. Years later, she finds herself trapped in an unhappy marriage with no savings, no skills to fall back on, and no voice. That is economic slavery. Before I proceed, let's define some key terms early. According to the Oxford Advanced Learner Dictionary, career means a deliberate sustained professional development, education, skill acquisition, promotion and income generating work that builds a long-term economic value. Family here refers to the traditional domestic responsibilities of marriage and childbearing that historically demands a woman's primary time and energy. Prioritize means giving precedence, focusing first on career foundation before or above immediate family obligations. Financial independence in this context refers to the ability of a woman to meet her own needs and those of her dependents without relying on anybody for basic survival. With this dear definition, I'll prove few powerful points. Financial independence is the bedrock of personal security and dignity. Prioritizing career dismantles systemic gender inequality and poverty setting. A strong career ultimately benefits the family and society far more than early domestic focus. First point, financial independence is the bedrock of personal security and dignity. In today's Nigeria, divorce rates are rising, domestic violence cases are alarming, and widowhood can strike any woman at any time. A woman who has a built career has a future, a professional network, and a marketable skill. She can walk away from her youth, support herself and children, and still hold her head high. Consider the real-life example of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She rose to become the first female Director General of the World Trade Organization. When challenges came, her financial independence gave her choices, not desperation contracts. This is millions of women across the world who stays in toxic marriage for the sake of children because they have no independent income. Second point, prioritizing career dismantles systemic gender inequality and poverty cycles. We are here to argue that in a modern world, for a woman to truly achieve financial independence and the freedom that accompanies it, she must prioritize her career over her family. That is not to say that family is not important, but it is to acknowledge the fact that financial independence is the bedrock of personal security, self-worth, empowerment, and obligation. Take the example of Mrs. Chibundu Crisonto, a proactive career advocate. In a debate about marriage finances, she argued, if you ask me to choose my marriage and my source of livelihood, I would gladly choose my source of livelihood. This viewpoint is rooted in the reality that marriage is not a job that guarantees financial stability. She also argued that having a career acts as an insurance against toxic or irresponsible marriage, allowing a woman to live if she needs to, rather than being forced to endure abuse due to lack of funds. Third point, a strong career ultimately benefits the family and society far more than early domestic focus. Opponents may claim family finance first, but let us be honest. An educated, financially modern can afford the children's school fees, healthcare services, and even woman of First Bank of Nigeria who built a thriving furniture business and corporate career before fully embracing in family life. Today, she's a role model, a mentor, and an employer of hundreds. In conclusion, all these women I have mentioned here today did not fail at family because of career. Rather, they succeeded in life because they had one. Prioritizing career is not abandoning family. It is an act of foresight, responsibility, and obligation.
Family is the foundation of life and purpose in every society. It is the life wire, the soul, the building block of every successful, every great society, community, and nation. Good afternoon, esteemed educators, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Before you is James Furniture Patrick, a proud student of Adisco Secondary Commercial School in Yongo, here to oppose the motion which states women should prioritize career over family for financial independence. Defining the key terms career to prioritize the family is essential for the purpose of life. Career is a person's long-term professional journey, which includes series of jobs, roles, or work experiences. It exists to support life and family and should not replace the heart of family itself. Family is the basic social unit of life. It is where a woman's influence turns her career into meaningful support rather than mere income. We stand not to condemn, neither stop women from pursuing their careers, but we stand to emphasize on the fact that mere jobs, something that is never constant and could be lost in a matter of seconds, should not be prioritized over something as precious as the family. It marvels me to hear my opponents dare say that a woman should prioritize career instead of family because of financial independence. Ladies and gentlemen, I begin to say that true financial independence is not about money. It is the ability and the freedom to care for and uplift one's family without losing yourself in the process of life. We usually place careers in banking, medicine, or engineering over your dad, your mom, or the future children you hope to bring, or as the sleepless nights, the long hours, or the sacrifices for the comfort, well-being, and stability of the family. My opponent made mention of Mrs. Ngozi Konjo-Iweala, but according to research, it is well written that Mrs. Ngozi Konjo-Iweala left her business at some point when she realized that she was at the point of prioritizing career. She left the job for her family. It's the fact that family builds a woman and career just reduces her. The career she does like makeup applied and showcased to the society because right beneath that white coat and stethoscope is a mother. Beneath that wig and back overall, the coat is a daughter, a sister, a confidant. Moving on to the third point, career bond versus family bond. A career bond is essentially the money you receive, but a family bond, it is like the blood that runs in our that bond is up and left is down, over blood. Red blood is far greater than money. Let's be reminded, your boss just thinks about the prosperity of his business. But your dad thinks about it. Your mom thinks about it. Even your children think of how they can make you proud. Another point is career is temporary, but family is permanent. The career is never constant and one day you will rise. But the family is always there. When you get the job, the family is there. When you get promoted in the job, the family is there. When you lose the job and at the point of devastation, the family is there. And even on your dying bed. When our judge becomes up and by the edge has given up, the value of perseverance is never giving up, which can be learned from the family, helps us and becomes a support system. Because being financially independent involves your common sense. A South African sang the song. No matter where you go, he understands the disaster that will occur if a woman should dare overlook family, not just for career, but for any other single thing. So that is all. The essence of a career is the And when this essence is altered, the family will suffer. David Maker himself said, no other success can compensate for failure in the home. Being valued is about contribution, character, and presence, and not just the size of the bank account. Then,
with all protocol, duly observed, standing before you, that's all that is my name. And I'm here to reaffirm the point that women should prioritize their career over their family for financial independence. Here I'm going to portray my claims. Financial independence equals security and freedom. A woman who earns her own income is not controlled by crisis or by another person. She can manage situations like divorce, loss, death of a spouse, or economic hardship. Take Oprah, for example, who rose from poverty to global influence through her career. Her financial independence gave her the ability, the power to uplift millions of women. Today she's the richest man in the world. Career breaks gender stereotypes. For centuries, women have been confined at homes, but today they are leading nations and global institutions. Take, for example, the founder of the Purple Time Foundation, Miss Royalty, and her co-founder, from a very young age, they were empowered by their mother. If their mother was not empowered, would they have the inspiration? Would they have been inspired to empower us young girls? I'd love to put this to my opponents. If not for this women who stand here today, and majority of us might not put the meaning of how to stand up for ourselves as girl children against gender-based violence or abuse. But because of Mrs. Royalty and Mrs. Royalty respectively, we can stand anywhere, we can go anywhere, and also defend ourselves, and also prove that women are important in the society. Career builds voice, self-discipline, work, and confidence. Success built through hard work creates identity and authority. Serena Williams gained global respect through her career, discipline, and excellence. An empowered woman uplifts everyone around her, but a silent woman cannot. Financial stability creates stronger families. A woman with a career secures better schooling opportunities for her children. Other than the resentment that they are stuck at home. My opponents may say that the family comes first. Yes, the every family matters. But then, a woman without income has no seat at the table where family decisions are being made. And stress, not work. A financially stable mother provides more better for her children than a resentful one. I love to ask my opponents, would you rather have a child that is raised with a mother with voice, power, money, purpose, or one raised by a mother full of fear, regret, and silence? It's not a thing that the man depends on the husband. My opponents say that the husband will provide both. Provision without partnership breeds control. And love without financial balance becomes ownership. They may say that current men are broken homes, but broken homes are being caused by infidelity, poverty, and abuse, not basis. How can you show me data that proves that unemployment guarantees marriage success? My opponents may also say that the Bible says that women are not only keepers. Titus chapter 2 verse 5 says that they are helpers, not prisoners. Inspiration, stewardship. God did not design men to be prisoners. They were helpers. They may say that culture says that women belong to their home, but it is still the same culture that says that two hand push the dog of food. It's not the hand of the husband and the hand of the wife. My opponents may say that women and children need their mothers at home, but children need a mother who is home, because a care children can never teach the streets how to fly. Have you ever seen a care children teach the streets how to fly? In conclusion, prioritizing your career doesn't mean that A woman with income is not a threat to the family. Instead, she is a pillar that keeps the home standing when storms come. Mr. Moderator, I hope with this point of mine, I have been able to complete
Something I'm already established. Here to support my partner and opposing the motion for us today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a practical look at our country, Nigeria. When there is high rate of unemployment, even those lucky enough to secure a salary jobs, like the salary earners are paid minimum wages instead of living wages. I can say with utmost certainty that most of the teachers in the house, majority, if not all of them, do not even have enough from these salaries to survive. They cannot build laws that can truly impact their families, thus making them financially independent. So should the woman sacrifice her time, her family, and her support system just for a job that may not even make her financially independent? Therefore, the truth is that what really makes a person financially independent is financial literacy. Knowing how to manage, invest, and grow resources wisely. And this is learned first from the family. Because beyond numbers, the family shapes your mindset about money. A career alone does not make you financially free. Knowledge and smart management do. Furthermore, esteemed audience, we define the biological identity of a woman. No matter how many jobs a woman takes on, or how long she spends in the office, there's a biological role she cannot escape. The call to reproduce and bring forth the next generation. Because it is her identity. It's what makes her special from men. Even in most of these careers, my opponents claim to protect over the family. They too recognize the biological identity of woman during her pregnancy period. She's given a maternity leave of about 6 months to bring the midst of family love, care, and support, knowing fully well how essential it is. The purpose of a career is to serve the family. A career is only a tool for the family. A doctor who focuses on money tends to train life because he sees his patients as a money venture. Because he feels making him financially independent. A policeman takes bribe and manipulates justice by convicting the innocent victim while freeing the real culprit to roam around the society, causing more havoc. A leader embezzles public funds into his pocket because he wants to become richer, while leaving the citizens in the society to suffer in poverty. Thus, the fact is that when career is focused on money, the essence, the aim which is to save people, the family, the society, a community, and a nation as a whole is defeated. Therefore, I stand here to convince you and not to confuse you that family should be prioritized over career for financial independence. Thank you.
Good afternoon, my moderator. All protocol duly observed. I'm just a report of Isaiah, standing to reaffirm the motion that women should prioritize career over family for financial independence with the following points of mind. It strikes balance with strength. A woman who is financially independent doesn't make decisions from economic pressure, but with financial backings. The woman is a pillar of the house and not a one who runs to the husband to make decisions. What happens if your husband dies? You can hold your head high. You stand your luxury car. Go with your leg. That is not family. You should learn to maintain your family. Let me ask you a question. If women were meant to stay in the house, why did God give Deborah the wisdom to judge? Why did God give Esther the strategy to save? We are not meant to be unbound. We are meant to speak out. Our voice is valid in the society. Career should be prioritized over family because it causes social and economic impact. A mother who is the house with no impact. But a woman that has career and impact in the society can spend 2.5 hours, can create emotional impact with the children, not the one who stays in the house, depending on the husband and doing nothing. Your child will not have a voice in the society. She will grow up to be voiceless and silent because that's how you train her. Thirdly, a woman who stays in the house is caged. She doesn't have a voice. A caged chick can never teach its chick to fly. Rather, it teaches them to stay inside, waiting for what? Opportunities will not knock on your door. You go out looking for opportunities. And you will hear I know, you will say, family come first. Financial independence is not luxury, it is necessity. Every woman needs financial independence from career, not from family, because one day your family might go. Your mother might leave, your father might leave.
All protocols duly observed. I am here blessing the board. Here to support my partners in opposing the motion that says a woman should prioritize career over family for financial independence. I will state my first point as empathy. A society does not collapse from lack of money. It collapses from lack of value. Empathy is the ability of an individual to understand the feelings and pains of others. It shapes how an individual makes decisions, treat others, and function in a society. It is not taught in classrooms or public one. It is not taught primarily in the home, and especially by the presence of a mother. A mother's presence in the home is essential, as it includes instilling discipline, knowledge, values, and empathy. Let us not forget in a hurry Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, who was nurtured, instilled with knowledge, and brought up by his mother when his teacher claimed that he was a dummy. If his mother was not present in the home, how do you think we would have had Thomas Edison? Let us look at the case of the death of late Dr. Ratson, who died in the University Teaching Hospital of Rivers State because of what? Overworking. I will ask my opponents, so, should we all die? Remember the words of my first speaker, that we are not against women working. We are only saying that a woman should prioritize her family first, because that is what is important. Yes. So take this home, that the money just builds a house, but your family builds your home. Thank you.
Once again, all broke the law during those days. I heard what the opponent said. They said that whether you want everyone to die because of work, you don't want to die. Financial independence is the path to financial freedom. We're not talking about a career that you will lose after you retire. We're talking about a career that works even after you're gone. We're talking about a career that works even after you resign. We're not talking about a career that you lose. Also, my opponent also said that the family is number one. We understand that family is number one. But if a poor mother provide for her children, wouldn't she beg the husband? And then sometimes the husband gets so tired. Every time I went always begging me. And one day, that man is going to leave that woman. And that is not what we want. Women should prioritize their career, over the family for financial independence. We are not saying that the women should not also go into marriage. one day she will lose that marriage. Because one day I always wait for somebody outside that has money and doesn't pay him too much for him to leave that woman. Hereby, I should convince all of you that women should prioritize their career over the family for financial independence. Thank you.
It takes one to change the story of a generation. One to learn, one to build, and one to create a legacy that others will inherit. Now let's be clear. This debate is not about whether career is important. We all know it is. We the students here are striving for careers so that we can achieve financial independence. But the real question is, can career alone take you there? The answer is no. Because financial independence is not built on salary alone. It is built on foundation. Foundation, which is the family. True people that have gained financial independence and have passed it down from generation to generation. Their stories written, experience documented. You can learn, build, and apply. You can become the turning point, the one who breaks the cycle, the one who builds wealth and transfers it to children and children's children. Do you think that the children and the children's children of the Buharis, the Tinubus, still need career to attain financial independence? They are already financially independent from their family. Therefore, also, I heard my own say something, but I want to highlight something. That in all their statements, they have mentioned family. Why? Because family should be a priority. The chairman of the foundation himself said that independence does not need isolation. You still need people. You need to prioritize relationships, not careers. Therefore, careers should be placed above the family. For family is where true financial independence is sustained, built, and passed on. Thank you.
A round of applause I believe this session was a heated one. Yes. Thank you very much. Careers are important, family is also important. We have to strike a balance between the two.